Let's get to work. So, currently, I have an attack for the player which is set to be a static body for the hurt box. After last time's interactions that happened in the testing scene, I entity base to collision shape for static body. Okay, so let's run this. Okay, first off, that's really broken. Second off, okay, that's just not protecting. Third, we're running into an invisible wall here. Which I don't, there's just invisible collisions happening. So something's going wrong. And I think for the first thing, we're going to change these static bodies into, sorry, the animatable bodies into areas. This is deleted. This specific frame needs a new hurt box. Is now an area. The area and a hurt box. It might be best to use just areas for this. We'll have to see. So hurt box, script. Depot colors are set. Physics process, show hide. Show in the 2D, and then readjust it to fit as we've had it before. And then we can test if it actually moves or not. It shouldn't have. Where are you dying? Run it again, see where the area takes me. At tool, hurt box area, extend this area 2D. Collision shape, rectangle. See, is collision shape. It's okay. That is dying in a different scene. Let me. Where are you dying? Well, here's another one. And probably here too, yep. Okay, and that should update here. Should allow me to use it. No, I'm not trying to test in the player script. I'm trying to test in the main testing script. Okay. The boxes are moving fine. which is better. I think that's just overlapping because my brain is thinking it overlaps. I should probably use zoom in on the camera for this as well. Three is too much. Two. Okay, so this is an entity. The hitbox is detecting the player itself, which is not good. At least that's what I think it's detecting. If I go to this scene, which only has the player. Why is that infinite jumping? Hold on. Hey, why is that happening? Where must be gravity? Where is the can air jump rule equals false? If it's not familiar, can air jump equals true one time, and then if input action and can air jump, give them a jump and set the thing to false. If they just jump and they're on the if they're on the floor or the coyote timer is running, then let them jump. Why is this allowing more than one jump? Let me comment this out and see if it's the first if statement that is causing the problem. Okay. So if they're on the floor, the air jump can begin if the timer else the coyote timer starts. And that's where the first problem is. Because if the coyote timer just starts every single frame that they're not on the floor, then that's a problem. So aim with coyote timer dot is stopped. So if it's stopped, then it can start. Nope, don't like this either. Okay, let's comment out this. Let's see if we can jump infinitely. 2 jumps. Okay, we need to fix this if statement specifically. Gravity might be too high for a fighting game as well. Obviously, for adjustments on that. Okay. So when do we want to start the timer? When they are walking on a ledge, and they are walking off that ledge. When they are walking off that ledge, they were just on the floor. If they were just, actually I have code in a different project that already does code timer find. So let me just grab to that. Stop, folders, hobby, games, platformer, scripts, player. How did I do? Okay. Um, okay, only timer is stopped and can wall jump or can jump is true. I'm using the condition that this is true. Okay. I'm using that partially as a condition. So if they can air action, then the timer can start. I believe I had and can. I really need to fix these bugs at some point. More time. The timer dot is stopped. No, that's still infinite jumping. Like, if this is coming out. This thing isn't going. Okay. Let's put this below this. Okay. So now it's working a bit better. So if they're onto the form, they can air action. And then we're setting air action to false. God damn it. Okay. There's a press jump, and they can go to time that was false. If they can jump, sorry, if they jump, they press jump, and the timer is stopped. The timer is stopped means that if they can jump and are on the floor. Something like that. If they can jump, and the timer is not stopped, and they can air dash, or can air option. If I remove this, it means they jump. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Okay. Thought it should be there. Okay. If jump is pressed and the timer is not stopped, and they can do an air action, and they should be able to jump while this being set to. To be able to jump properly. If we're on the floor and we press jump, we should be able to jump. That makes sense, yes. Let's remove this and put this like cannon action. Okay. If we can get an air action, the timer is stopped. Start the timer. Okay. Once the timer starts, if we want to jump, and the timer is not stopped, and we can jump, then we should be able to jump. No? Okay. We should do this later. I said I wanted to do the not player controller, but hitbox, rightbox stuff. Okay, static bodies. No. We don't like those. So this is a static body, this is an area, this is an entity. Okay. For the frame data manager, in the frames, quickly set the layers. So hurt boxes are on layer 2. Which are players. Hit boxes are on player 3, or on layer 3. Layer 1 is wall and ground. Okay. So which has the bit value of 4. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Add hitbox, add hurtbox. We can't flip the hitbox or hurtbox, and I don't know where that should be. Should it be in the frame data manager? Should I export the player here? Should it be in the individual frame so that the frame checks and then, for the frame data manager, this encompasses everything. So what it should do is have a signal, probably, so that on player attack, set direction. So we should set the side of attack will be the same as facing. We then need to go through all frames of attack. Before that, we need to select attack. So in the frame data manager, I would assume we would be receiving input, which should be an integer array. Okay. Should also probably take in the direction of clear. I wanted this to be Metroidvania and fighting game. If it's Metroidvania and we have multiple enemies, then we can't have the auto-facing feature that's in most fighting games. What we could do, however, is have back attack be a turnaround attack. And then back walk for a few seconds would be like back and run. And it would be a few seconds, not something short. The direction could either be a boolean that just means right and left, or it could be something else. For now, we're going to put a bool and then have it to be true for right. Yep. So, I cast fake direction right to an integer. What is this? Print. So apparently it just actually works as a number. Ah, see. Oh, so we now have a thing that can detect direction. What this is probably going to do is flip the direction of hitboxes or hurtboxes. Flip the direction of the areas if this is actually just as a scene instead. There's no hurtbox button. Okay. Okay. I believe there's a thing called distantiate. Distantiate. And so we have some input, we have some atmosphere resource or does that show up? Just search for a resource. Any resource. Okay. We'll probably give the resource a class name and be like character attacks or something. I don't know. Oh man. It is hard to figure out what to do from this point. Because what I need to do is have functionality for attacking. And make sure that the attacks work. On player attack also needs an attack. Okay. I'll call this space. Attack manager, it has a jab. I'll have here for attack manager. Oh, the frame data manager is the wrong thing. Do with this function. Attack manager. Attack button. Do I have it as a button? I don't. No, I don't have button as attack manager for attacks input handler. So attack button. Attack input, which would be into LA. Okay. Jab, which I'll just put as 12. Punch, and that's not defined here. Gosh. Should the attack manager also have the input handler? How does the character need to be built? I don't know. We can build each attack. Each attack can be exported to the attack. Export of our array. I'll have it this room. Let's call it attack list. Maybe a colon. Right. Attack manager. Nil size and elements. like that. I don't like that. Why can't I mess with the array properly? Do I make a resource? What? What am I supposed to do? I don't know what to do, which means at some point I'm going to spend time to just define what to do next and how to get about doing it. Okay. Remember, we have an attack manager that should manage all attacks. Each attack has hitboxes and hurtboxes under frames. Each attack has frames, and each frame has a hitbox or a hurt and a hurtbox. Most of the time, we will have hurtbox that is often common. Because I know they're going to be children of each other. I don't know if they are really the best thing to do. Okay. Attack manager. Add attack. Name it some attack. And then be at on ready for attack equals or get this word. Get the ready function from this word ready. X equals get children. Okay. Dot there is a thing that allows you to get a method call. Nope, not that one. Filter. Okay. Get children dot filter. And then the method I want is something. New do dot new dot get underscore name dot new name. guess. Let's just get a dang for child in underscore children tab diversity text dot append child dot name subject. Okay. That is one way to get the names. So let me get that. What's the names of attacks in the list? If I don't know the names, how am I supposed to reference the specific name? Uh, I don't actually know. Should each attack be a separate thing that's exported to the attack manager? You know, maybe it should. Or attacks. Right punch. Yeah. Which is currently referring to manager. static function here. That's it's called attack. Or start attack start. Attack pass. How do I get called? Like this. Okay. So I now have the attack manager able to start an attack. The attack, however, does not really do anything. Um, it starts an attack. Then it should have like start attack. Then there should be next line, which will be that's just want child count. Ah. Hmm. No, I can't. I can't do the child count because we might want to count it ourselves. So for child in get children, if child equals brain, sorry, is brain. So it's a brain count plus one. Okay. Protecting manager. Okay. This thing should theoretically be printing the count, which is maybe printed best here. No. Okay, so it can't be used that already, which is upsetting. I don't know how to count our children. Hmm. Now let's export a resource that is called attack data. Export resource. Export res. Make a to do. Make this resource. Okay. An attack can contain its own information, so why matter? Why try when the thing can do it for us? I should probably make a class name. Class name attack data. Or attack stats. Okay. So what will this allow us to do? This will allow us to define the number of frames of the attack in the attack data information. Um, which is not exactly the same as attacks defined in the number of children we have. So there is that. There's unfortunately way too many individual frames between 1 and 2, and between a bunch of parts for Street Fighter and a bunch of fighting games because they're animated. If I wanted to just do keyframe fighter, then that would make it easier, but that's not what is going to be a good final product. Really a minimum viable product, which even then would be more like a beta. If it just had keyframes for the animations. Attack data. Um, what it could be is the attack data contains damage, any status conditions that can be applied, the knockback on block, if we need to add knockback on other block type as well, if we add a second block type, other than just like standing or crouching, more like a shield or parry or something like that. Chip damage maybe. But chip damage might be a multiplication of the damage, just flat out. What else could go into attack data? Initial scaling, or scaling, jump count, juggle start, all the stuff that's like in a frame data. So let's see. Street Fighter 6 frame data from the actual. Okay, let me just go type in Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 game. Thank you. Let me click on a character, press some button. Yeah, I didn't expect that. Okay. Aki, frame data. Okay, so what we've got are frames, damage, if it's cancelable, drive gauge increase, drive gauge decrease, super art. Why can't I, please? Yeah. Okay, so a bunch of the information, high, low, drive gauge, and so meters, high, low, overhead, block stuff, cancel stuff. Also says rapid cancel here for things which could also be under cancel. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna copy this link and put it in my code as a reference. Be like reference for things that can be included in the resource. Okay. Oh yeah, this is also a bunch of stuff. I have this. So put this as a thing I can reference. Reference player stats dot jd. And I'm gonna throw folder. Yeah, I will, I think, end it here. So I need sleep. The title for the Twitch stream is, of course, wrong. When that happens, let's see if I can change it so it changes on the screen.